What was again the mobile phone in French?
Le portable.
Good. Le portable. And we got to carry from this, no? Portable is the carryable, and to carry,
Porter.
porter. Very good. So porter is to carry, to wear, also we saw. And porter is also a base that we can add bits onto to get other verbs. For example, how might you say to export? To export.
Exporter.
Exporter. Good. So you could find that from exportation, no? Exportation, removing Asian and putting out e. Or you could find it, as we did, through other thoughts we have about the language, like first finding porter, noticing that this is port in English, as in import, export, and then experimenting to see what works in French. So how might import to import be in French?
Importer.
Very good. And I saw your eyes. You looked back to invité, no?
Yes.
I could see it. I could see you look back there. And that's a very good thing to do. Very good. We have I am, no. We know this is going to sound like IN. We can look somewhere where we've done that already. Invité. Okay. Emporter. Very good. We could also have emporter. 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 Which means like to take away. If you buy some food in the street in France, maybe you will be asked à emporter, to take away. And this port really does get around a lot in French, well, in Latin, so in English as well. For example, we have to deport, and this E of DE, here we have a written accent on it. How might that be? To deport.
Déporter.
Deporter. To teleport. Both of these E's have a written accent on them. To teleport.
Téléporter.
Teleporter. Good. Transport. To transport.
Transporter.
Good. Transporter. We could have support. No, we have port in there again. But to support, supporter in French, means to bear, not to support. So be careful. Whilst we access words through English, through our Latin English, we don't want to do it blindly. Words are just houses, let's say, houses for meanings. And sometimes, a meaning moved out and another meaning moved in whilst these words were moving around different languages. So we want to watch out for that. Or otherwise known as false friends, words that look the same, but they mean something different. So supporter in French means to bear rather than to support. So if you say, for example, I can support him in French, it will mean I can bear him, I can tolerate him, I can put up with him. So how would that be? I can tolerate him.
Je peux le supporter.
Very good. Je peux le supporter. So this su is actually sub. Sub. That's why we have two P's here. The P got swallowed into the next P and turned into another P, which means that the literal meaning is very close actually to put up, because sub means up from under, and then we have porter, to carry, so to carry up, and then to put up with in English. We say in English to comport oneself. Comport. Again, we have port. Like to behave, to comport oneself well, to behave. It sounds formal in English, but we have mentioned how Latin words often do sound formal in English where they don't in French. So, if you want to say, I have to behave myself, in French you will say, I have to comport myself well. Well, in French, is spelled B-I-E-N. So how might it sound, B-I-E-N?
Ben.
Apply what you know about French. So take it syllable by syllable. The first syllable, B-I.
B.
And the second syllable, E-N, how might that sound?
N.
We know too much about French to pronounce E-N, N.
Bien. Bien. Ah, okay.
No, we have the N on the end. We're swallowing that into the vowel before, into that E, so it sounds like bien, bien. So I have to comport myself well. And actually what we will say in French is I have to, well, comport myself, comport me. Well will go there. I have to, well, behave.
Je dois bien me comporter.
Very good. Je dois bien me comporter. And bien, bien, is actually related to ben in beneficial. No, beneficial is well-official. Bien, well. The word opportunity, opportunité in French, means something like going towards the port. Again, we have port. So it's incredible when we stop to look what language can do with just one block like port. We can see how as language developed and we wanted to express more meanings, how we housed those meanings in words whose parts, sometimes pretty loosely, related to those meanings. So opportunity, opportunité, towards portity. That's what we're saying. No, towards portity. No, opportunity. Thought to refer to the wind. No, the wind is going towards the port. That's an opportunity. Words ending ity, we can also convert quite easily into French. We will just do what we did here and change that ity to ite, opportunity, opportunité. So possibility, how might that be in French?
Possibilité.
Possibilité. And these ite words are feminine, so the possibility,
La possibilité.
la possibilité, the probability,
La probabilité.
la probabilité,
Probabilité.
the probability, la probabilité, the necessity, the necessity.
La nécessité.
Very good. La nécessité. Good. You have to seize the opportunity. Common expression in English and in French too. And to seize is saisir. Saisir. This is spelled S-A-I. This A-I gives us E, like in nécessaire, saisir. And we have the S, S-A-I-S-I-R, pronounced like a Z, saisir. You have to seize the opportunity.
Tu dois saisir la opportunité.
And what happens to la and
L'opportunité.
Good. So altogether, you have to seize the opportunity.
Tu dois saisir l'opportunité.
Very good. Tu dois saisir l'opportunité. Very good. He has to seize the opportunity. He has to seize the opportunity.
Il doit saisir l'opportunité.
Very good. So we want to be constantly looking at words with a curious, analytical eye. We don't have to dissect words and see where they come from to use them, of course, but the practice of this, getting in the habit of this, will increase our vocabulary and bring more vocabulary we already know, but don't know we know, to the surface. And also allow us to revise concepts we already know whilst we're looking for this new vocabulary and hopping around from portable to porter to exporter to opportunité. Not to mention this new intimate relationship we get to develop with Latin through this habit, as we see how Latin encoded the world around it and the world which produced it. What we understand about Latin through this practice is applicable for French, for English, for Spanish, Italian, Portuguese, Romanian, and by extension to Greek and other languages.